Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I will be going over the top 10 ideas for Animal Jam to include in their game. Some of these are things that we've been really waiting for quite some time and still haven't gotten even since Animal Jam has been created, and I put them in order 10 through 1 in the video, and 10 is kind of the worst out of the top 10 ideas and 1 is probably one of the best. Number 10 is being able to trade pets for other people's pets. This would be kind of cool because after holidays have passed, like Halloween or Christmas, when you can get a reindeer for Christmas or a bat for Halloween, if you don't have one, you'd be able to trade for one with one of your just regular pets or from the diamond shop, for example. Like if someone doesn't want to pay the 3 diamonds to get a pet from the diamond shop, then you might be able to trade a pet from the diamond shop for maybe a good item. If you would be able to trade pets for items, it kind of sounds weird, but it'd be pretty cool and it might work out. Number 9 is being able to trade dens. That's kind of similar to number 10, except dens, which kind of are a lot better than pets on Animal Jam, in my opinion at least. They do cost more diamonds, and it's kind of the same deal. If you had a diamond den and someone else didn't want to buy it, then you could just trade that den for a good item. Like for example, the gingerbread house here is kind of similar to the Gemality house, except the Gemality house came out this year and it's like a much bigger version. They did the same thing with the Haunted Mansion. This is the original Haunted Mansion. I don't have the Epic Haunted Manor, but they came out with an Epic Haunted Manor Halloween 2015. I think it might have been released before that, but I'm pretty sure that's when it came out. That's just basically a much bigger version of it. If anyone had any of those older dens, if people just didn't really want to stick with these huge new dens that have been coming out, they'd be able to trade for one of those smaller versions, I guess, and they could become pretty valuable if not that many people have them, so you might get a good item if that ever comes out. Number 8 is being able to search for items while you're making a trade. If we were able to search for items while we were making a trade, it'd make it a whole lot faster to be able to get done a trade, and it makes it a whole lot easier if you are trading items over to a storage account, because you kind of have to manage both accounts at once and you have to make sure one doesn't get timed out or logged out for inactivity, and just searching for the item that you want to find instead of scrolling past all of your items to find that one item would be a lot easier. And I think that's probably hard to put at number 8 because it seems like it's kind of a really good idea. That's one that I think is more realistic. I think that Animal Jam will probably release that sometime soon. They recently added a feature where you can search for your clothing items when you're making an outfit or something. So I think they could do something similar here. It'd be really nice. Number 7 is the ability to have an item wish list. If we were able to have an item wish list, you wouldn't have to guess what someone wanted for a certain item. You could look at their wish list, and if you have some of those items, maybe you could trade for something rare that they have on trade with those items that you have that are on their wish list. It'd make it a lot easier to get the items that you want, and it'd make it a lot easier for people to get items they want from you. So I think trading would become a lot more fair that way as well. The next feature that I really think they should add to Animal Jam is more adventures. I don't really know if that counts as a feature, but when I say adventures, I don't mean those adventures that come out on holidays like Lucky Clovers right now, or the Friendship Festival one, or even the Christmas one. I still want those to come out, but we haven't had an adventure in a while. The latest one was the Search for Grilly, and that was kind of a long time ago. We haven't had any new adventure that builds off of the ongoing story that Animal Jam has in the adventures, and I think that'd be really cool to see again, because I kind of like those adventures more than these seasonal ones, although I kind of liked the seasonal adventure prizes more. So there's still benefits to each, but I think it'd be really nice if we had that, as well as for the ocean adventures too. Number 5 is having more buddy slots. This would be great because we haven't had any more buddy slots than the 100 that were given to us in 2010 when Animal Jam first started. It'd be really, really nice if they finally updated that so that you could have more buddies. This way, people who are more well-known in the community would be able to buddy their fans, or, I mean, not everyone's going to be able to buddy all of their fans, so I'm not even sure if they'd want to do that, but it'd still be really nice because you're gonna meet nice people again and again, and you won't be able to talk to them easily. You'll just have to communicate through jamagrams or something like that, and that's kind of annoying. So buddy slots would probably be another realistic one, hopefully. Not too sure about that because again, it's been 5 years since they've done anything with the buddy list. I think something else we haven't had in a while, finally a new land. We've had all of these gigantic dens coming out in the diamond shop, like the Crystal Palace for example. I think that was one of the first really big dens that they released, and some of these new dens are even bigger than the lands. Like, I'm not even kidding. The Crystal Palace is bigger than probably every single land. We haven't had a new land in a couple of years anyways, so it'd be really great if we could. And that would probably come with a couple of new games and of course a journey book page and a new prize for that. Now number 3. Number 3, it would be being able to resize our den items. Animal Jam is able to do this. If you saw when they had that Winter Palace den that you could go to, where they had that giant pet cabin. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if any of you know what I'm talking about, that's great, because a little while ago, actually probably not, about a year ago or so, they released a pet cabin thing that you could get in the pet shop. And what was really cool and also really strange about it in that Winter Palace den was that it was huge. Like, the den was huge. It wasn't even bad quality either. Like, it was kind of good quality. Like, the quality doesn't seem to decrease when they enlarge the items unless they're already in bad quality as it is. So I think that'd be a really great feature for Animal Jam to add. Of course, there'd probably be a limit for how big you can make something. Number 2 is if we could put barriers in our dens. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, in those Animal Jam dens, like the Lucky Castle that's on display right now for you to go to on the Epic Dens list, and for the Winter Palace, there were also barriers in certain areas. For example, in the Lucky Castle, there's a fence on the left side that you can't go past, and you will have to go more towards the left to go up. It would be nice, because it doesn't really make much sense to be able to walk through rocks or a fountain or a table or an anvil, like the new blacksmith anvil from the new adventure and stuff like that. There would also be a lot of potential because people could make these cool invisible mazes in their den if they wanted to. They could have these exclusive areas in their den where they could get into but others couldn't unless they found the way in. Like, there could be a secret entrance in there. Number 1, I had a hard time choosing between like resizing den items and barriers and this, because they kind of seem a little bit better in certain ways, but a day and night cycle is kind of much needed, because all of the dens except for the Haunted Mansion dens, like from Halloween, it's daytime, and yet for things like the seasonal trees, they will adapt basically to whatever time your computer is set on. If it is set to a winter time, you're going to see snow on them. If it's set to springtime, then you're going to see leaves on them, like in the springtime, and like flowers and stuff. And it doesn't really make sense to have that, especially the darkening of the tree. Like, the tree will get dark at nighttime if your clock is right, I guess, and you're playing Animal Jam later. It doesn't really make sense to have that if there is no real day and night. And in places like Mount Shavir, you should be able to see like a really cool sunset or something. So maybe you could even set a certain time and lock it there, so that if you're trying to set a certain theme for your den, like you want it to be cool and mysterious and you want it to be nighttime, then you should be able to lock it there. Or for people who wouldn't like that change, they'll just be able to lock it at the regular daytime. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making this video because it kind of shows how we as a community kind of get a say in what they add and updates, and maybe even what they take away if we really don't like something. Like, I know a lot of people complain about the diamond shop, but I didn't think they were going to take that away anyways, because they make money off of it. But for other things, I'm sure they'll listen, and that's kind of cool to see. So I'm hoping some of these things will be in the game pretty soon. I know not all of them will be, but if some of them make it, that'd even be great. So see you guys next video.